I am Vikram. I am an advisor with Shri Manish Sisodia ji in the Education Task Force. I have had a corporate career in finance and technology, and I've been in the last 10 years a teacher and a school principal. And I've also studied education full time. I currently work for a non-profit called Dream a Dream, which works in the area of life skills, and that is how we got connected with the Delhi government and the happiness curriculum.
Thank you, sir, for being here. And I think so. It's a privilege to be here. So, what do you think? So, that technology is getting advanced, but it is also getting expensive up to a certain extent. So, somewhere do you think so that the people are able to cope up with that? On the other hand, the people, the candidate, those who come from the semi-urban areas, the rural areas, do you think so? Do they face the problems with the technology, or they are not able to cope up with that?
See, I feel I don't fully agree. I think technology is actually getting cheaper, and now with Geo, bandwidth is also cheap.
Okay.
So, what has happened though is that content is not there. So, it's almost like technology to me is like a knife. You can use it to cut something that you need, and like cutting vegetables, or you can cut yourself. So, it's really important to understand what we're doing with technology. But I feel like at least and I'm speaking more from an education point of view, especially semi-urban and rural areas. With geo being as prevalent as it is really easy today to study, learn whatever you want. With good phones are like 10,000 rupees or less. So I think it's a really interesting time. But I'm happy to ask you why. What do you think is getting expensive?
So, what is the future of the digital education? What do you think? So, how will it be able to help the society as well as in the education system?
Yeah. So I think the challenges with digital education, I think, I can see two big ones right now. Given that bandwidth to solve that challenge is gone, but the two big challenges are, one is there is a lack of good content. You don't have good content. People are not putting their mind to creating good, engaging content. And one really good example is if you look at Sesame Street or some of these Pogo, Nickelodeon. If you look at these children's programs, children cannot take their eyes off it. So they've done something in the content creation which is like keeps their attention. And adults के लिए हम वो programming कर नहीं पाते. So we have to think what is that? What is content creation? The second challenge that I see is that to learn by yourself requires a high level of English comprehension because most good content is in English. Khan Academy ले लो, कोई भी ले लो. So that we are not investing. So the base level of comprehension skills required to succeed or to become a self-learner, we don't have enough. So then passive हो जाता है. आप बस देखोगे कुछ थोड़ा समझोगे.
So is there any kind of a difference takes place while in a digital education on the school level or on the any professional education? Because when any adults or any professional courses are going on via digital education, it would be a little bit different, or will it be the same?
No, it's a very adult digital education is a field by in itself. Okay. Because now there is enough research that the adult mind learns very differently, and the school mind learns very differently. So I think they are two different things. Having said that, I think the most important difference is that आपको content design में आपको ध्यान देना. That is the main.
And for the management students, if I talk about from the different specializations, from finance, from marketing, or from operations, to what extent and how will the digital education will help them, and how does it help? That is the question.
Yeah, I mean, see, if you look at the world that we're living in, particularly the presentation that we just saw about automation and all that, we're going to live in a world where in 10 years, the jobs that are going to exist have not even, unke naam bhi nahi bane. Exactly. There are new jobs coming up every day, new areas of work coming up. How are you going to keep up with that unless there is some way of quickly learning some new skill? So I think the digital medium allows for that. You can do these micro courses. 5 दिन 10 दिन के course online कर लो, and you will at least be at a baseline level of a skill that suddenly has come up. And that is the opportunity that's there for digital mediums. That you can create micro courses which you can learn quickly into new areas which are just emerging.
Okay, so the way is going on in the education system that whenever we have any kind of a professional education in engineering and management, we have proper entrance exams. So do you think so for any kind of a specific professional courses like digital education, do we have some exams and all that stuff before getting the course done, and will it this anyone can take a
आप
start on
बहुत
that?
गड़बड़ वाली बात कर रहे हो. The whole idea of digital education is to democratize it. That it should be for everyone without any barrier.
Okay.
Because school and buildings वाले institutions में तो वो barrier है ही. So I think the biggest thing that we must think of in digital education is that we democratize it. It's accessible to
As much as possible.
everyone has access. And I think the most important thing is to make sure that the assessments are good, so that people know ki they have learned something or not. It should really serve that purpose of learning. You know,
And so how was the experience in NDIM?
I was telling Bansal sir that I'm really amazed by your campus. It's a very good use of space. Like in such a small footprint, there are so many small areas that you can go in and out of, and but there's so much maximization of space. It's a really beautiful campus.
So tomorrow, if you get the opportunity just to be here and give any kind of a lecture and to associate with the students, and would you like to be with the part of the NDIM? Just come.
Absolutely, of course. Yeah. I mean, time permitting, but of course, I would love to come back here.
Thank you, sir.
My pleasure.